What'd you find?
Well, I found that I've been resisting wealth and prosperity. And what I've been resisting is, I'm a yoga teacher, and I have had this vision of a yoga line that I wanted to start. And I was waiting for these funds to come in. And then I'm going to start as soon as that money comes in. But I stopped. I stopped my development. I let that freeze me. Because I had an expectation it was going to be in the state. Didn't come in that date. And then I totally stopped. And it felt horrible. Like in my body. So I call myself passionate. I get moved easily, but it's like this restriction. I don't like it. So Michael here told me I have everything I need right now to start. But I've been limiting myself by this belief system that it had to be a certain way. Yeah. And I think the resistance in my body is telling me that it's not true. So I've been believing this falsehood, and the way when my body constricts, it's telling me that's not the truth. So I feel better now.
That says light, and that says heavy. So you can look at what are some of the things in my life that I'm doing or things that I'm believing that are heavy. And you can tell based off of the constriction that you feel in your body. So everyone give her a quick round of applause for sharing. Light. Heavy. So I want everyone to just put a T-chart on their paper that says light and that says heavy. Or it could say free and constricted. And I want you to just write down some of the beliefs that you have that are constricted, that are heavy. So just focus on the heavy side.
Beliefs?
Ideas, beliefs.
What's restricting me?
Yeah, tell me what it is that you want to do.
I just like to have everyone feel good, the whole world, yeah. That would be a nice thing to do. It's hard to do.
Were you the, what's your name?
Yeah, I'm the dude who's late.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, what's your dream?
I don't know.
What do you like to do?
I like to make people laugh. I like to I like to do a lot of the stuff that you like to do, that you do.
Do you do it?
Yeah. Just not on a stage like that. Just in a nomadic type of
I don't have a stage though. You don't need one.
Yeah, just like a kind of stay under the radar, not be that guy who's like Russell Brand or whatever, like super famous and has all that influence and doesn't really do much with it.
Could you have a lot of influence and do something with it?
Well, yeah, that's what the celebrity thing is all about. That's what should be done with it. Yeah. It's not.
So staying under the radar, not starting our business, not developing our clothing line, not getting on the stage or a piece of carpet like me, who does that serve? So I want us all to just think about a couple of the things when we get past the I don't knows. Some of you probably wrote down some goals for your life, but some of you are still in the I don't know stage. Who's in the I don't know stage? Yeah? So if you're someone who's thinking I don't know, what I invite you to do, you cannot say I don't know. So what you could do right now is start listing out a few things. Could be 7 to start. We're used to thinking out of limitations for our life, or out of fear, or out of the complex that we're conditioned to in our culture, which is, I'm not blank. Educated enough, ready enough, I don't have enough cool things to say. His boss just started a podcast the other day. It's called, what is it? MFCEO? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And motherfucking CEO. That's the name of the podcast. And he just yells on his podcast. You can do Joe Rogan just talks about aliens on his podcast. It's entertaining, but there's people out there that have exactly the same interests as you. Just like this, people out here that had the interest to invest their time and their money or their energy. Time and energy are way more important than money. Invested the time and energy to be here. And what you're going to find is everyone in this room has some common interests. So, if you can make $10,000 a month, and I said, I'll help you start setting up a structure so that you could begin to set the steps in place to do $10,000 a month. What would you do? You'd probably create a podcast. What would it be about?
Confidence, I think, is
cool.
Something I've been working through in the past year or two. Just kind of, a lot of what you're saying, it's you beat yourself. I mean, I'm real over analytical on myself. I beat myself down over things, you know.
You know, that makes you perfect to talk about confidence.
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, so.
Makes you perfect to talk about confidence. The reason I can stand up here and talk about going past our limitations and starting to create whatever it is we want to create is because I always struggle with it. There's people in this room that don't know who I am. I'm going to freak out. It's going to be crazy. I don't have enough money to do this. I'm not famous enough to fill this room. That's why I can talk about it. There's no relatability factor. If I can't tell stupid stories about myself, all I'm doing is telling you theories. So you could talk about confidence. You could build a podcast. Ironically, the person sitting next to you has started to create a great business building a podcast. In fact, a few people in this room are here because they heard me on his podcast. A few people in this room, they have no idea who I was before they heard me on his podcast. He's doing, I don't know, maybe $10,000 a month between all of his stuff now. That all started because of a podcast. I think he started it on the side. It wasn't like the first day he did it, he got a check for $2,000, $5,000. It's turned out pretty good for you so far, right, Josh?
The journey continues.
The journey continues. So he's done a decent job at it. He's locked in even contracts, new contracts outside of the dimension of strictly the podcast, helping other people do it. So if you couldn't say, I don't know, and you realize, man, I've been suppressing my dream of doing yoga. By the way, you don't need to quit your job to start doing all of these things. Ashley got up to 4K last month while working from 9 to 5 with me. She's not allowed to work on her art during the day because I need her. Just working on the weekends, she got up to that. So let's start playing rather than constricting ourselves. I don't know how to spell constriction, but just kidding, I do. It's next letter's S, T, striction. I think it's like this. Thanks. So, consider that, right? he says, I don't know. But then we find out, oh, he actually does know. He's just suppressed it. Right? So that's what I'm saying. I don't care what it is that you want to do. Doesn't matter to me. It matters to you. So if you cannot say, I don't know, what is it? And then you can look at, what are your heavy beliefs around that? So I want everyone to just start looking at, what are some of your beliefs around what you're doing? And it may be going pretty well right now. But what are some of the beliefs? Just write a few of them down. Mark Twain says something to the effect of, it's not what we know, but what we think we know that just ain't so. Good old Twain. So we think that we know that we're not confident enough. We think that we know that we don't have the money. When Richard Branson's company is called Virgin because he didn't know what he was doing, and he was a virgin in business and he was dyslexic. So I want everyone to just consider, what are some of the things? Have people started to jot a couple of things down? I don't care what level you're at. I don't care whether you're doing super well or not. I still, to this day, like all the time, I never even ran a 50-person event because I didn't think that I was famous enough for people to come. And then I realized, dang, I probably could have had 200 people in here, but I had to cap it out at 50. The limitations just change all the time. They never go away. They just change depending on what level of life we're at. So it might be that you don't know how to do it. You might not be smart enough or good looking enough. You don't have mentors. What are some of your constrictions? People jot a couple of them down? Yeah, cool. The reason we're doing that is just to bring them to awareness. I went to an event a couple weeks ago. It was an intensive, me and one other person. It was $5,500. Me and one other person. And he made me the guy made me do a list of like 100 of the things that I wanted to do that I hadn't done. And I realized, and then he said, well, why hadn't you now go back through and write next to them why you haven't done them? Every reason was either not enough money or not famous enough. Every single one of these are the dumbest reasons. They're outside of us. So what are your reasons that are outside of you? It's why you can't fill a room like this. To why you're saying, well, I mean, I hope that, we can get our first 5 restaurants. Hope so. Why do you hope so? So when you put a couple of those down, next to them, I just want you to write the light. Like, what would kind of be the inverse of that? Something that feels light and not heavy. Freeing and not constricting. And if your mind is starting to go places where it's never been before, maybe I could do that. I could try that. But then your mind starts to bring you back down to reality. Just notice it for now. Problem is we don't notice these things. I just want you to just notice it. And throughout this weekend, we'll set up a bridge to go over that. Did anyone kind of open their eyes besides Gina to some things that you were aware of or became aware of?
Hi, Amy. I just feel like I noticed that how often I play small because I feel like subconsciously or consciously that there are so many judgments that I place on, is it acceptable for other people, or are other people going to like this, or is it good enough, and am I going to like this? So playing small doesn't really get me anywhere in business or in life, so that became really apparent to me when I was writing down what I'm suppressing and why I might be suppressing that.
That's awesome. What are some ways that you can play big?
Not letting my fears win, so when those fears come up, taking action even though the fears are there.
So could you give me any specific examples of that in your life?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I don't take action on things.
Yeah, can you give me any of those?
An example?
Yeah. Like where you're like, okay, when we leave this, like I go.
Sure. So as a nutritionist, I'd love to support more women with their health. So more speaking opportunities to be able to share my passion and my experience with them so that they can be healthier.
How could you do that?
Booking a venue and trusting that people will show up.
This could be a good start, right? My next event's going to be 1,000 people. Promise you. Now, I don't know if 1,000 people will be there, but there'll be 1,000 seats. We're going to rent out a space for 1,000 people in Glendale in Los Angeles. Everyone know who Tyler Perry is? You know that the actor? I was watching a clip of Tyler Perry. I have some cool videos, but we walked up here and our projector wasn't set. So I'll show a couple cool videos after lunch. So Tyler Perry wanted to start performing, and he was in the early stages of his career. So he rented out a 1,400 person theater, and 40 people came. He said he knew all of them, like his friends and his family. It took him 5 years to fill that theater, but every year he went and booked it again and again and again and again. Sometimes it takes a while for life to meet you. You're here, but life is here. Anyone ever seen the Will Smith positive thinking YouTube video? Greatest actor in the world, one of the highest grossing actors who's ever lived, says, I already knew that I was one of the highest grossing actors in Hollywood before I was ever even in acting. You know, I just needed to wait for life to catch up to it. I just needed to wait for y'all to see it. It was already in my mind. I just had to wait. It just took a while. It just takes some time for life to show up. So I want you to think about what are a couple of those things that you can start doing. So she says, I'm playing small. Who else is? Anyone else? How are you playing small? Yeah.
I love doing mediumship and psychic readings, and I want to be a teacher of spirituality, and I don't love, I'm not I am good at it.
So how does it feel to do that, to not do that? Do you notice that we cause all of our own pain? Pretty weird. We cause all of our own pain. Which is a really interesting and freeing thing to realize. It's like, whoa, that's really scary. I wish you didn't say that. But it's also like this really awesome, amazing thing when you realize that you're the only one who causes your own pain. And when you become aware of the ways you're doing that, which is what this weekend is about, raising our level of awareness, our challenges are here, and our awareness is here. But if your awareness is here and your challenges are here, Do they exist? Yeah, but you have a new level of awareness. So how could you start putting yourself out there?
Facebook, I could make my own webpage, I've already written the books and they've been sitting there for 3 years.
So you could self-publish a book, you could find chapters and start making daily YouTube videos. I mean, there's a couple people in this room that have watched my videos since before Into the Wind came out, 5 years. I recorded them on my webcam, like, you know, webcam videos, your mouth moves and the audio goes 2 seconds after it. It's like, hello, my name's Jake. That's how I started. So anyone else realize where you're playing small? What about you?
I think that I'm not giving myself enough credit, and all I think about is I'm not unique enough. What do I have to offer? But I wrote a book and I self-published it, and I literally handed out like 15, and it just sits on Amazon. Like, why don't I ever do anything with that? And it's been 2 years. So I think that, you know, I'm playing small in that arena, and then in terms of, we do business coaching and we've owned the business for almost 3 years. I think I play small in that because I'm worried that what if someone thinks my voice is too harsh, or what if I'm coming off in this way? So actually showing my real voice with that, I think I'm playing very small with that.
You could always say to your clients, like, how do you want me to talk? Because, like, if you can tell me, I'll talk exactly like you want. I'm just joking. That wouldn't help that. I'm going to do a quick survey of what vocal tone level you guys want me to talk at, and then take a quick break and I'll practice. I gave away, like, I would like trade you for a shoe for a book. Can I have one of your shoes? I'll give you the book for it. Anything. I'd trade anything for the books to start. I probably gave away as many copies of Into the Wind as I sold. I'd like go into the grocery store. When Ashley and I started dating, we like go to the store and every fruit produce person knows my name. Like, everyone in the whole store. Like, the guy in the back, like, washing the kitchen is like, hey, Jake. I would like walk into the back and be like, hey, man, here's my book. To every single person in the store. Like 40 employees, like the whole store. Everyone's read my book in the store. Like, dude, it was amazing. Because I just give them to everyone. I just put myself out there. Why are you guys here this weekend? Because I poured out. You're not here because I've taken things from you. Nobody's here because I took anything from you. People are here and they took the step to be here because in some capacity, whether you just found my work or whether it's been years, I've poured out. That's why you're here. So what I want you to do is start pouring out yourself.
Do you think there has to be some sort of balance? Do you think any harm comes from giving, and not receiving anything in return?
Totally, it can. I mean, if you wanted my shoe right now, I need my shoe. You know, obviously, it's something that you want to feel in on a moment-to-moment basis. I generally don't give money to people that ask me for money now. When somebody doesn't ask it, I'm like, cool, here's some money. So obviously, but I'm talking in the context of your work out there for her, right? Are there ways that we don't want to? Yeah, but then again, why is Mother Teresa Mother Teresa? Because she's like walked over to this guy that's sitting by himself and he's like, you are so loved. He's like, what? He's like, you're so loved. That's what she did. She didn't wait till she got a 501c3. Did you ever think about that? Mother Teresa's like, I'm totally going to reach 1 million lives. Do you think we could get a nonprofit scheduled with the American government first? Is there any lawyers here? She didn't do that. Martin Luther King was not like, hey, you guys, what level of voice would be the best that I spoke at before I give my I Have a Dream speech? And does anyone have a nonprofit so we could organize everyone? I hear that all the time. People are like, once I get my nonprofit set up and then I'm gonna go. Think about if you told Mother Teresa that. Like, yeah, I'm about to get my nonprofit set up. It's like, have you looked outside lately? So I want you to just jot out, what are some of those ways that you're playing small? I just want to bring this all to awareness right now.